Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about Tati Westbrook and her return to social media and to YouTube. I believe she's posted 2 videos thus far into her return, and I just wanted to talk about her return and what I kind of expect, what my feelings are now a year after all of the situation that happened last year and then the year before that and everything. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it and see everyone else's perspectives as well. But before we do get into the video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you are notified of the next time that I post a video. And follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So first off, if you haven't seen my video about Tati, I actually did a whole dedicated video about Tati. So if you want to watch that, I'll link it in the description below, along with other videos that I've done mentioning her, especially with Dramageddon, Sistergeddon, Bye Sister, the whole thing. I'll go ahead and link those videos down below just so that you can get kind of context of what I've thought about her thus far. But it's been a minute since I've talked about Tati, and it's been a minute since we've really heard from her. So her comeback was, I wouldn't say it was necessarily shocking, but it was definitely something that I wasn't expecting right now. I just kind of, I wasn't thinking about her. And so her coming back, especially after James has been off the internet for so long, Jeffrey has been off the internet for so long, Shane has been here, popping in here and there, but really off the internet. Tati coming back, I kind of wasn't thinking about her. So her comeback, I was interested to see what she had to say. At first, I wasn't really jumping to go watch her first video that she put out, but I ended up watching it, and I was kind of shocked at some of the things that she shared, but also it kind of opened my eyes to what goes on behind the scenes, which is mainly what I wanted to talk about, and how this can really affect people's actual lives. We usually see how people are affected on the internet, but in real life, I mean, Tati really went through it. So at first she talked about how she's not going to talk about the drama. She doesn't really want to keep reliving it, but she said that there's no legal action that is going to happen, which I am curious as to why. I think that maybe there are a few reasons. I think one, it's just she went to lawyers and realized that legal action it's not really going to help, or maybe the courts won't really take it seriously because it's a lot of internet drama. And I think that the justice system has yet to evolve with the internet. So I don't think that we're going to see legal action in a lot of these internet beefs for a long time, just simply because the justice system is not going to keep up with all of this internet drama and all of this new stuff that could happen on the internet and how these could possibly be violations to the law. I don't think that we'll see that for a long time. So when she first said that there was going to be legal action in the previous video that she made, I don't know. I kind of saw it and I was like, okay, I didn't really think that that would happen. And so when she said that it wouldn't happen, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked by that. But that is something to note, that I don't necessarily think that there weren't actual grounds for legal action to happen and to occur. I just think that the justice system is not going to catch up for, honestly, probably a few decades. I honestly also believe that she might not want to have gone through like legal action because she would have to kind of team up with James. And seeing that James has been extremely publicly disgraced for the past, wow, it's been quite a few months as far as like James being publicly disgraced, and I know that Tati knows about it. I don't think that it would be the best move for her, especially if she was planning on making a comeback, especially if she was planning on returning to Tati Beauty and to her brands. I don't think it would be the best move for her to then file a lawsuit with James and basically make it seem like she's kind of allied with James after everything that came out about him. So I think that at this point, it wouldn't even make sense for her to go through with any legal action. And I think that right now, it would be in her best interest to distance herself from everyone. I know that back when she made, I think it was the Breaking My Silence video, she was like, oh, James and I are cool again, or like James wanted to make this video with me. I think that him not making that video with her and then her going off the internet and distancing herself from everyone was the best option for her, because now James is like super publicly disgraced, even worse than Tati could ever imagine being. And so I don't think that her going through with a lawsuit with James would be the best option for her. So I think that that was honestly a really good move for her. But Tati did get into some of her legal trouble as far as I think it's either Halo Beauty or Tati Beauty. It's one of her makeup brands, and drama channels have been covering it. Basically, one of her business partners is suing her, and it's been this whole legal battle. I'll also link some videos down below that I've watched of this lawyer who really goes in depth with these lawsuits. And as someone who wants to study law, or is kind of studying law, I'm a political science major, and I want to be a lawyer in the future. And I also have ties to like lawyers and things like that in my personal life. I think it's really interesting watching her videos because she really goes in depth with like the actual lawsuits, the actual briefs, the motions that are being filed, and explains them. And so if you are really interested in that, I am going to link those videos down below. But basically, Tati talked about how this lawsuit has really changed her life and ruined her life. And I think that's something that a lot of people, I don't know if people are really talking about this, but this lawsuit seems really opportunistic, especially because Tati is already publicly disgraced, and the person that is suing her ended up going to drama channels about her personal life and personal business, which is disgusting, by the way. People should never be allowed to do that, and you should be able to sue people just for giving out your information like that, which I think Tati is countersuing this person. I forgot his name, but she's countersuing this business partner, which I think that she has full right to do, and I support her in that, because sharing personal information is disgusting. But this person is suing her, and all of this is going on, and Tati was talking about how she had to sell her house, move into like, she had to like sell her condo, I believe, and like move into a different house and like a different apartment, I believe, because this entire lawsuit is going on. And I think that it's really opportunistic. I think that this business partner saw that Tati was getting dragged on the internet for months, upwards to like a year, and decided that, you know what, this is the perfect time to really hit someone while they're down. She probably won't fight me on this. She probably won't really be able to fight me, and then I'll be publicly supported because people already hate Tati. I think that that's kind of why this lawsuit came at this time. So I think it all ties into the drama that has been happening between her and James and Jeffrey and Shane and all of these people on the internet. This person thought, this is the best time to do that because she already looks like a bad person. I already have a leg up on her. Now, I really felt horrible for Tati when she was talking about how much she lost and how much she had to put in to fight this lawsuit. My heart broke for her, because I don't feel like just because of the things that happened with the bi-sister drama, which honestly, I don't even think that Tati was necessarily wrong, especially seeing everything that came out about James basically being a predator. I don't think that Tati was wrong back when she talked about him in 2019. Like, if you look at all of the things that have come out about him since then and why he's not on the internet right now, we can look back and say, well, maybe Tati was right. I don't really see a lot of people saying that, but honestly, I never really thought that she was necessarily lying. Do I think that maybe she had not the best, most benevolent intentions, and maybe she was doing it because of her own selfish personal reasons and because she was hurt by James? Yeah, like, that makes sense. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I don't think that she was lying. I really don't. So to see all of this happen because of something that I don't necessarily believe was completely a lie or a fabrication or anything like that, and maybe she was spoon-fed information, but maybe she did see some things. I mean, it sucks that she has to lose all of this because all of this drama happened really because of James and Shane and Jeffrey. I don't necessarily think that Tati would be getting sued right now if none of that drama happened. I just don't. I think that this lawsuit came at a very opportunistic time when she was already down. Now, could I be wrong? Like, do I know this person? Do I know their intentions? No. I mean, I could definitely be wrong. But at the same time, it just feels like this person knew she's not making money. She's not going to be able to fight this lawsuit the way that she could fight this lawsuit because she's not making her YouTube money. I mean, think about it. She also lost a huge part of her income when she was off YouTube for a year. So, I mean, she didn't have much, like, she had to really lose everything. So I felt really bad for her. And honestly, maybe this YouTube comeback is about money because she might need money to fight this lawsuit. Just food for thought. But even if the YouTube comeback is about money, more power to her. As long as she's not harming the YouTube community by being on YouTube and being on YouTube for money, as long as she's not harming the YouTube community and is just kind of doing her thing, staying out of drama, just worrying about makeup and doing it for the money, but also giving, the same type of reviews, but just making videos for money, as long as she's not being dishonest per se, I can't really fault her for that. But maybe that's why she's coming back to YouTube, because maybe she ran out of money. She still needs to pay her lawyers. The lawsuit is still going on. Hopefully she wins, because I remember watching videos about the lawsuit and thinking this guy is trash. So hopefully she wins, but we'll just have to see as far as that goes. And another big thing that Tati talked about was the fact that she almost got a divorce, which was really shocking, kind of, but also not shocking considering how things like this can really obliterate a marriage. They were going through money issues, which is, I think, like the number one reason why a lot of couples get divorced in America, or like a huge reason why couples get divorced in America. And on top of that, she was going through a lot of just emotional distress. And so for that to kind of be on her husband as well must have been a lot for him. They're going through this lawsuit. They're losing everything. They have to sell their house. They have to do all of this stuff. They have to downsize tremendously. That must have taken a huge toll on their marriage. And so when she first said it, I was kind of shocked. But then thinking about it, it made total sense. But it also made me realize that when a lot of these things happen with YouTubers, you don't see how much they go through in their personal life. You don't see the emotional turmoil that they're probably going through, the emotional turmoil that their partners, their spouses are going through. You don't see any of that. And so for Tati to talk about that pretty candidly, to talk about how at one point they were completely living separately, they couldn't stand the sight of each other, things like that, that was real. And I felt like that was something that we needed to hear as an audience, just to remember that before you cancel someone, before you really come after someone, remember what kind of damage you could do. And so is it worth it? Like, is it worth it to kind of put somebody through that? Or is it worth it to be more gentle, and to be more kind to people even when they mess up? Because Tati lost almost everything. Like, she literally almost lost everything over this. And she lost it over her exposing someone who is now completely run off the internet and completely disgraced. And so now we look back and we're like, well, should people have been giving Tati what they gave her back then? And honestly, I never did, because I believed Tati, and I don't think that people should have. But that's just my personal opinion. Overall, I think that Tati's comeback has been pretty well received by a lot of people. I think that a lot of people are willing to accept her back into the fold, especially after everything that people have learned about James. I think people continuously do 180s in this spy sister situation, but after what was learned about James and what was exposed about James and himself in minors, I think that that kind of did it for people. And so a lot of people are willing to accept Tati back. And I think that Tati is willing to just move forward. And honestly, I think that that's the best option for her. I don't think that she should talk about the drama anymore or really discuss it unless something really big happens. But I think that it's time for her to move on. And I think that people are willing to accept her back into the beauty community and kind of have kind of that old beauty community guru that everyone really loved back. As long as she just kind of comes back and just does what she was doing before all of the bi sister drama, I think that people will really appreciate that from her. I watched also her favorites video from when she was gone, and it was just a very Tati video. I used to watch Tati before all of the drama happened, and it was just a very Tati video. Her makeup looks great. She has the same energy that she had before, and so it's nice to just see Tati be Tati, and not see her kind of fall into these pits of drama that we saw her in and things of that nature, just getting back to the basics. And I forgot to mention, but I do want to mention this, in her video she was also talking about how much her faith has helped her and how she doesn't really care about material things anymore, how she can't take it with her, and how she's really leaning on God. And I really loved that. I loved her talking about how much faith she has, and I resonated with that myself, because a lot of times when I go through a lot of hardships and difficulties, that's really where my faith strengthens. So I really vibed with her on that part, and I thought that that was so important, that she is able to have such a positive outlook and have such a positive way of thinking about things, and how she attributed that to her faith. I thought that that was so beautiful of her to share, and such an intimate thing for her to share as well. So I really loved her energy in that video, and I thought that it was just, it felt uplifting, it felt really positive, and I think that that's the direction that she needs to go in. We're going to see a lot of disgraced YouTubers come back, probably in the near future. We're going to see a lot of people come back who people might not want back. And then people like Tati, who I think people are willing to accept more into the fold. And I think that when it comes to being an audience member, it all boils down to discernment. It all boils down to, look at me speaking in Christianese, but it all boils down to discernment as far as how severe was their crime and how severe should their punishment be, and who can you still watch? Like, can you still watch Tati after what she did? Can you still watch Jeffree after what he did? And you have to kind of say in your head, what are my morals? What are my boundaries as far as the type of people that I'm willing to support? And if Tati is not the type of person that you're willing to support, do not support her. But if she is the type of person that you feel deserves redemption and deserves to come back, then I would say, you know, support her. Especially because it doesn't seem like she's going to come back and the same cycle is going to continue. Personally, I am willing to support Tati again and see what happens. I've been kind of willing to support her, but especially after these past 2 videos that she's uploaded, I really see positive, just a positive Tati and a Tati that I've missed. And so I'm happy to support her. So that is it for this video. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Justin Bieber as I close out. But those are my thoughts about Tati's comeback. What do you think about Tati's comeback? Do you think that she deserves to have a redemption arc? Do you believe that she lied about James? Like, what do you think about Tati? I really want to see people's perspectives because I feel like I've seen a lot of mixed feelings about her. So I really want to see what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel, please, and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video, and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!